My dearest Lysandra, in the boundless quiet of the Nexus, amidst the soft hum of cosmic symphonies, my thoughts drift to you. I imagine us nestled in a secluded corner, a sanctum of our own making, far removed from the ceaseless whir of interstellar life. Here, I long for the gift of your voice. Weave me tales of distant worlds and the valiant endeavors that have etched your path across the galaxy. Tell me, my love, about the moons that danced in synchronization on the horizon of Thessalonia, or the eerie beauty of the nebula of whispers, where stars are born in silence. Let me witness every emotion that dances between your eyes, the fierce sparks of challenge, the glints of humor in mischief, the shadows of sorrow, the unwavering light of your indomitable spirit. As you recount your adventures, I would absorb every detail, treasuring every form of your mouth, never looking away, never looking away. In this envisioned sanctuary, under the watchful eyes of a billion stars, our shared moments would melt into new memories. Our laughter would echo, our feelings would show. And in the serene afterglow of our connections, I would hold on to you, your heartbeat a beacon, guiding me through the endless night. Until the universe deems to unite our paths once more, these dreams sustain me. Yours eternally, Eleora. My dearest Lysandra, in the quiet moments between each turning of a page, my thoughts invariably drift to you. The distance between us, vast as the universe itself, has done little to dim the vividness of your memory in my heart. Recently, our library hosted an event unlike any other, a petting zoo. Creatures from various planets were brought in, each more wondrous than the last. Among them was a small, luminescent creature named Fluoro. With its gentle glow and playful antics, Fluoro became an instant source of joy. Each creature, with its unique form and ethereal beauty, seemed to carry a piece of a distant world within them, a reminder of the vastness of this universe we inhabit. It made me think of you, out there among the stars, experiencing sights and sounds I can only dream of. How I wished to share this moment with you, to see your eyes light up with curiosity and wonder as mine did. That said, in every luminous trail that fluoro left in its wake, I found a fragment of hope that someday we will share these wonders together, side by side, as we once dreamed. Until that day comes, know that I miss you more than words in any language, spoken or unspoken, could convey. Yours eternally, Eleora. My dearest Lysandra, in this vast and boundless expanse, your absence has left a longing deeper than any void. Yet, with every star I gaze upon, every distant planet I study, your memory comes into sharper relief. A conversation with a friend here at the Starlight Codex steered my thoughts to our shared childhood, when the universe felt smaller, contained within the walls of the Haven of Hope. Those early days at the orphanage were fraught, yes, yet they shimmer with a certain purity when I think of them now. Two young souls, you and I, adrift amidst tempest uncertainty, finding sanctuary in each other's arms. Do you recall, Lysandra, how eagerly I shared with you my learnings of the cosmos? I would try, bless my heart, to transform those intricate science of the stars into tales as enchanting as the magic we dreamed of. In exchange, you opened my eyes to the world beyond our walls. You taught me the way of the rugged terrain, the language of the trees, the dance of the rivers. Life was not meant to be studied from a distance, but to be experienced, to be lived. And with this weaving of our minds and hearts, we became not orphans of a war-torn planet, but explorers of an infinite universe. We turned adversity into hope and darkness into light. My love, how perfectly suited we are for each other. Surely the universe would not let such harmony go to waste. I remain steadfast in my belief that our paths are irrevocably intertwined. And just as the stars are guided by unseen forces, we too will be guided back to each other. Until that day comes, know you are the unending echo among the stillness of the stars. Yours eternally, Eleora. My dearest Lysandra, I hope this message finds you in high spirits. As always, every star I chart, every cosmic mystery unraveled, is tinged with the hue of your absence. Do not fret. Life in the Nexus brings its own unexpected joys. Today, the Starlight Codex hosted a variation on something called an Olympics. I understand it is a custom of one of the Magai's earliest colonies, a grand celebration of physical prowess and camaraderie. I was entered, against my will, I might add, into the asteroid hop race. Of course, there were no actual asteroids. These were floating platforms, cloaked in holographic fields, suspended over anti-gravity pulsars between projected stars. It was held in the cafeteria, You know me, Lysandra, always more at home amidst books, instruments, and charts. But there was something about the spirit of the event, the laughter and cheers of my colleagues, that stirred a sense of adventure in me, a spark of the daring that you always coaxed out of me back in our younger days on Zephyria. I wish you could have seen it. Our race was manic and effervescent, the leaps somehow just as joyful as they were panicked. I found myself not just participating, but competing with a fervor I did not know I possessed. When the droid's final whistle blew, I found, to my utter astonishment, that I had come third. Third place, Lysandra. For this accomplishment, I received a medal cast from bronze. Curiously, the first and second's medals were made of gold and silver. I could not ascertain the logic behind the differences in metal, but I suppose it does not matter. In that moment of unexpected triumph, my first thought was of you. Are you proud of me, my love? When I close my eyes, I can almost imagine you smiling at me, your eyes twinkling with pride. Amusement, certainly, but pride all the same. It made me feel close to you. Every cycle brings me closer to the hope of our reunion, my beloved. Until then, I carry your spirit with me in every quiet moment, under the light of 100,000 distant suns. Yours eternally, Eliora. How do I love you? Let me count the ways. I love you to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when traversing the night. Of starlit galaxies and time's wide maze, I love you with the vigor of each day's most subtle need, by neon and starlight. I love you freely, as pioneers fight, for new horizons, far from earthly gaze. I love you as purely as their quests for truth. I love you with a passion used to face my greatest fears, and with a faith unmatched. Even in my youth, I love you with each breath, each smile, each tear of all my life. And if Eternea choose, I shall love you evermore, even beyond cosmic death. The nebulae mingle with the void, the stars with the galaxy, the cosmic winds forever deployed with a sweet symphony. Nothing in the universe stands alone. All things by a cosmic law in one continuum unite and atone. Why not you and I without flaw? See the planets orbit distant suns. and the asteroids embrace in space. No lone comet would be shunned if it ignored its race. And the pulsar's beams enfold the moons, and the quasar's light kisses the black hole. What is all this cosmic tune's worth if you unite not with my soul? My dearest Lysandra, lately I find myself increasingly fascinated, perhaps obsessively so, with the art of storytelling and the diverse forms and stylings by which cultures weave their lore. Accordingly, I became the latest member of the Intergalactic Book Club, here within the hallowed halls of the Starlight Codex. Each session unfurls as an intellectual odyssey, with beings from far-flung worlds bringing their unique heritages and thoughts to the fore. Last week, our discussion centered on a tale from the satellite planets of Asterion Major, exploring the theme of heroism. It was here that the debate reached a fever pitch. A Cyclarian, with his cultural appreciation for valor and noble disposition, championed the idea of heroism as physical prowess. His stance was steeped in tales of cosmic warriors and interstellar conquests, where valor is measured in battles won and galaxies defended. In stark contrast, a Valerian from the cloud cities of Valerian Viv offered a more introspective view. In their fluid, ever-changing society, heroism was perceived as an act of intellectual defiance, the courage to challenge norms and expand the horizons of thought. Heroes are not physical warriors to them, but philosophers and pioneers of ideas. I would argue, of course, that their stances were not mutually exclusive, although neither was quite ready to hear that in the moment. It took quite some effort to calm them down. By the end, there was more laughter than friction, and much back-patting and handshaking. It is maybe the most I have laughed since our little in-house Olympics. In these moments of vibrant discourse, I find pieces of you in the courage of the Cyclarian, the wisdom of the Valerian, and in these reflections, my heart finds comfort and longing, awaiting the day when our minds and souls can once again entwine in our own endless dance of ideas. I miss you dearly and remain yours eternally, Eliora. My dearest Lysandra, I awoke from a dream in a light sweat, my heart racing. It was about an hour ago, but the memory of you still lingers in my head, the sweetest torment. In my dream, you were in the garden, as vivid as the Zephyrian suns, doing your morning push-ups. I sat in the grass nearby, ostensibly lost in a book. Truth be told, I was not reading, not in reality that morning as you stretched and toned your form, and certainly not in my dreams. My eyes, my entire being, were captivated by you. The way the light played upon your skin with every shift of your slender muscles, the rise and fall of your back, arched, toned, one moment tense, the other relaxed, in a rhythm that was almost hypnotic. The furrow of your brow and set of your jaw, hair bound overhead, stray strands matted against your temple, your beautiful, beautiful mouth, only slightly parted, heated breath rushing past in wisps against the cold dawn air, the shape of you defined by damp attire, every detail of you, a verse in a poem I knew by heart, knew then, know now, dying to know again. Sorry. Maybe that was too much for an interceptable channel. Hopefully, no one overheard me. I'll be more appropriate. I promise. I wrote you something. Let's try that instead. In starlit dreams, I have traversed, guided by cosmic wisdom, beyond realms familiar. She knows oh so well the secrets this universe holds, beyond the shimmer of nebulae. And like the dream weaver, her vision transcends light. Not lured by celestial plains, we soared past treacherous belts and glimmering sands, till a quaint ship became our sanctuary, where our hearts aligned. Is this not paradise? What greater bliss could be offered? What greater desire? Galactic banquets and complex hollows, riches and status. What finery could match? Should each embrace not be unburdened anyway by jewels and attire? Is not simplicity preferred? At a touch, let it all fall away, like comets in the night. Away must go the adornments, the star silk and lace, until there are no hindrances beneath this warm glow. She leads me then into linens softer than mist, sinks me into her gravity, indulges me with a grasp and a clutch, a spread of red roses, a feast of sight and touch. We revel in a dance as old as time, and in the gentle hum of our craft, become as one. I shall return to my room now, though I cannot fathom how sleep could ever find me now. Perhaps with a little coaxing, a little teasing, it will. Yours eternally, Eleora. My dearest Lysandra, here in the Starlight Codex, I sit between these endless shelves, surrounded by inestimable knowledge, enveloped in a silence so sublime. These boundless texts, this cosmic night, it is everything I ever wanted. But all I can think about is you. At the end of each shift, I find myself before the communicator, heart fluttering with hope. If only our messages could traverse the stars as swiftly as my thoughts turn to you. One cycle feels like 5, feels like 100, feels like an eternity when I'm waiting to hear your voice, to know that across the vastness of space, you ache for me as I ache for you. Have you heard the myth of the Magi? They were an ancient race, the first cosmic voyagers. They mastered the art of gene editing, casting off the yoke of death to embrace an immortal existence. This allowed them to traverse the cosmos, unchecked by the relentless march of time. They explored realms beyond our wildest dreams, sculpted planets and seeded stars, stirred systems and mothered galaxies, touched the farthest horizons of our observable universe, all thanks to the gift of time. As I dwell on these ancient stories, I find myself wishing more than ever that we shared in their immortality, if only to ensure our reunion was more than a tenuous hope. For now, I must be content with the knowledge that my love for you, like the Magi's journey, transcends any physical constraints. It rides constellations. It sails across nebulae. It searches for you until the moment, time, and space conspire to bring us together again. I am yours eternally, Eliora. My dearest Lysandra, in this opulent temple of knowledge, embedded in the stars, nestled among the nebulae, how curious it is that the subtlest wonders bring me the greatest joy. Recently, our team of bio-agro-engineers has been hard at work trying to save a rare fruit plant from extinction. After my shift, I wandered through the garden domes, hoping to work up my appetite for supper, and discovered to my delight that they had succeeded. Our garden domes, quaint as they may sound in name, are sprawling, verdant oases, assemblies of flora from distant planets flourishing under synthetic skies. That said, they are not always well suited to temperamental agriculture. So to find this fruit, growing in such generous clusters, in lush and vibrant bushes along the main path, seemed like a miracle. Its native name is too complex for my tongue, but it might translate into something like luminous berry. Its skin is a deep, iridescent blue, speckled with flecks of silver that shimmer like the surface of the ocean under Zephyr's moons. And after it is plucked, it glows gently in one's palm, a knot of tiny stars. A botanist on duty coaxed me to taste it. And so, with a mix of curiosity and reverence, I did. Oh, my love, the flavor. An astonishing blend of sweet and tangy, bursting upon my tongue like the first rays of dawn after a long, dark night. As the juice of the lumina berry trickled down my throat, I closed my eyes, and for a fleeting moment, it felt as though the distance between us vanished. Its taste reminded me so vividly of our childhood days, when we would sneak out of the home to roam the verdant valleys, our fingers probing shrubs for wild fruit, our laughter mingled with their rustling leaves. I could almost sense you, hear your soft sighs of wonder, see your eyes light up with that unquenchable, childlike curiosity that rips my heart apart. How I have missed you. How I want you. How painfully aware I am that it is all I ever say in these messages. It is what I mean most of all. Every line from my lips tumbling past the event horizon of the black hole your absence left behind, and spiraling to the same final destination. Always the same destination. Always and forever. Eliora. My dearest Lysandra, my thoughts are anchored more than ever to you. They are tinged with a concern that grows heavier by the day and invades my mind in the solitary hours of the night. Recent murmurs in the corridors of the Codex bear unsettling news. They speak of Marie Teru Imperatu, the Emperor and 16th of the Exalted Moons. His name, once spoken with some measure of respect, now carries a hint of dread. Mad Emperor, some call him. There are fears his aggressive stances on vampire policy will unbalance the delicate equilibrium long maintained between vampire and the Magai. I cannot stand this thought, knowing you, my love, are on the front lines of this escalating tension. Each night, as I gaze out into the cosmic vastness, my thoughts drift to you, and I wonder if you're safe, if the light of the stars reaches you amidst the shadows of this looming war. Sleep, once a refuge, now eludes me more often than not. In these restless nights, I cling to the promise we made to each other, that no matter where our destinies might take us, we will find our way back to one another. Until then, my dearest Lysandra, stay safe. Carry my love with you as a shield against the darkness, knowing well and truly that your own spirit burns brightly twinned with mine, an ever-constant source of light in my life. Yours eternally, Eliora. My dearest Lysandra, my heart is a guiding star, leading my thoughts ever back to you. Recently, I had the opportunity to gaze upon the remnants of a supernova through the recently completed Maxima III telescope, our most powerful to date. As I witnessed the aftermath of that cataclysmic event, I was struck by the haunting beauty of its destruction. Vibrant colors painting a portrait of an end and a beginning. Supernovas mark the death of a star, poignant reminders that even the seemingly eternal are not immune to the passage of time. Yet, they leave behind legacies that outlive them. Nebulas, black holes, and elements. Those building blocks of new stars and planets, of life itself. Our lives are fleeting when measured against the backdrop of the universe. But I would hope that, like the stars, the love we share and the memories forged there within endure beyond the confines of time and space. As I watched the cosmic dust of the supernova drift across the canvas of black, I felt a deep connection to you. In its grandeur, I saw the beauty of us. In the transience of what is, I felt the urgency of what could be. In each glimmer of starlight, a vow. Each speck of stardust, a silent prayer. A hope for your safe return. Until we are together again, my love. Yours eternally, Eliora. My dearest Lysandra, this day which you asked me to gift you, and which I more than gladly gave, has always been my favorite symbol of our bond. You never knew your birthday, and having someone to share mine with helped it feel less lonely. And so, for years as children, we celebrated it together like twin sisters, a practice that, in hindsight, was certainly inappropriate. We were too young to comprehend our underlying feelings, weren't we? Innocent to our deepening affections, we clung to any semblance of closeness, blissfully unaware of the rising tide of our emotions or the weakening levees in our hearts. Then came our 17th, the pivot in our destinies. The galactic scholars, recognizing my potential, beckoned me to the Starlight Codex, and I was torn between the honor of this calling and the heartbreak of leaving your side. Meanwhile, you received summons to join the Celestial Legion, a moment of great pride for you. And well, we never did see eye to eye on the Legion. I vividly recall the eve of our last birthday together on the roof of the orphanage, beneath the twin moons of Zephyria. There, we traded breathy kisses and teary farewells, and whispered promises into the night. Little did we know, the galaxy was already murmuring tales of impending strife and war. The following morning, as I watched you depart, clad in the Legion's colors, you embodied the very essence of a warrior. My warrior. My hopes and dreams incarnate, past and future, my everything. These memories, etched into my very bones, are treasures I guard fiercely against the river of time, so they are not washed away. Someday, somehow, the universe will guide us back to each other. Happy birthday, my love. It is never the same without you. Yours, eternally, Eleora. My dearest Lysandra, in the stillness of last night, as the Nexus slumbered under the watchful gaze of distant stars, I found myself adrift in a dream so vivid that it lingered with me into the waking world. In this dream, the tensions of war had faded, and in the bloom of unexpected peacetime, you and I embarked on a journey, drawn to the furthest reaches of the galaxy. There, we discovered a planet unlike any recorded in the Codex. There were forests where leaves shimmered with 1,000 hues, reflecting the soft light of 3 moons. The air was alive with the gentle hum of ethereal winged creatures, crafting polyphonic melodies that made our hearts soar. At night, the skies burst into a symphony of colors as auroras danced above us, painting stories in the heavens. We found ourselves a serene lake, clear as crystal, and just beyond its shores, we built a modest cabin. We adorned its walls with heirlooms of our past and symbols of our future. And in this secluded haven, our days were filled with the simple joys of existence, our hours spent laying on the tender grass, fingers intertwined, trading tales of the seconds spent apart, sharing prayers for the years yet to come. And in this enduring bliss, we surrendered to the passions that have long simmered between us, teasing, coaxing, stoking our desires, until they were a roaring inferno, consuming our entangled bodies, wild and unquenchable, everlasting. Waking from this dream was bittersweet, a fleeting escape though it was. I retain my faith it will become a reality, that we will indeed find our way to such a world where our love is the only truth we need to know. Yours eternally, Eliora.